Oftentimes people will come to me and say, oh goodness, Laura, whatever will I do about something in their birth chart? Now it could be the way that their Venus is placed or something to do with their Mars, and they become quite distressed. Or my biggest pet peeve, when people tell me that they have the worst birth chart ever, or they assume that their birth chart is the worst one I've ever seen. And then I have to gently remind them that I have now been looking at birth charts for approximately a decade. And so therefore, there is nothing that ever really surprises me or something that I would say, oh, this is the worst ever, okay? So astrology is not here to make us feel badly about ourselves or our energy. In fact, it's really quite the opposite, where it's supposed to be showing us what we can do with our energy. How do we use it to our advantage? How do we use it most effectively? And that is the premise for Director's Cut Astrology Edition, which I just launched. And it entails both a workshop and a personal one-on-one session to go over your specific chart. Now, the workshop can either be in person at Venus House, or I do have a virtual option for my out-of-town love bugs. And in that workshop, we will be going over what even makes an aspect of a birth chart challenging. Because that's the other thing that will come up sometimes, is people will cite a particular placement in their chart as something challenging when that's actually a more favorable part of their chart, and they might be missing some complexity within their chart that I think is definitely more challenging. So we will be going over what that means, what it looks like, what are the remedies, right? Because most importantly, I want people to walk away with knowing that every part of their chart can be used in a beautiful way. And that's true. That is not making it positive. That's not turning a negative into positive, because guess what? There is no one on this earth right now walking around with a perfect birth chart. We all have some diabolical placements, and it's not about falling victim to that. It's how to then use it so that you can feel more empowered and confident. And there are so many examples of this in which I will do a separate video on. But if this is something that sounds interesting to you, then go to the Venus House site to learn more.